people, where they had an allocation per region. UK had 50, Canada had 50, US had 50. When they were trying to just manage the cost of having a conference like that. And so they decided in 2004, we're going to have the conference every 2 years. They decided in 2004 that we're going to commemorate June 16th as Jamaican Diaspora Day. They decided in 2004 that they're going to have a Jamaican Diaspora Advisory Board that's comprised of 7 people, two for the UK, 3 for the US, and 2 for Canada. And then it has blossomed from there now. The conference is every 2 years, except for post-Dudus. as I would call it.
But there was a movement then. It wasn't just about Dudus though, because I know that there was some difficulties where people were wondering, okay, should we have a conference or not, right? Remember that, right? And so Dudus just came and just blew everything out of the water. We didn't have a conference then.
It's like the Dudus effect. It's almost like the Trump effect.
Like the Trump effect. So how do you see it today versus because I know you were your advisory board member 2006, 2008, right?
Yes, I was 2006 to 2011.
Right.
So I was Diaspora advisory board member. So before me, Delia Walker Huntington, and then after me, Dr. Susan Davis, Dr. Sue. Congrats on the Professor Emeritus.
Oh my God!
we just sprinkled the accolades at your feet. No, man, big ups to her. And then after that, now Wayne Golding, and then Wayne Golding is now going into second term. And then you were on the West Coast, and you had Erwin Clare was in the Northeast, and then Joan Pinnock.
Yes, and Patrick Beckford.
Patrick Beckford, before Erwin, Patrick Beckford.
And then there was also a gentleman in Philadelphia. What was his doctor? I forgot his name.
Doctor, man, you kill us. Philadelphia, he's going to come to us.
He's gonna
Doc, forgive us.
Yes. But he served a good term, but you've seen how things have transformed into.
Yeah, it's it's a very important conversation for us to kind of continue, not trying to fix it overnight. It's a very important conversation for us to maintain this connectivity with each other, even though at times it may be noisy or even contentious. There's a lot to come out of continuous communication and engagement. So for me, during my period, my whole idea was that we need to get every person of Jamaican descent to understand the lane that they fit into the movement. Not everybody is leading an organization. Not everybody is an advisory board member. Not everybody is as engaged on the ground. But every person of Jamaican descent, if they say, I'm Jamaican, and I'm Jamaican because of just who I am and what I do and where I live, and I love Jamaica, and I will make a contribution whenever I want.
That's right.
However I want, and with whatever I want, not according to what the norms is from whatever everybody else is doing. And as long as every Jamaican can accept that premise, then we can figure out where everybody can meet the process
and where
meet
the next step is going to be. And I so agree with you, because not everybody is going to do the same thing.
No.
And that's not the way the TOR was created anyway. It was created broad so that it gives latitude of whatever it is that you can accomplish, you accomplish. It could just be speaking to the masses and being able to motivate them to do something, and then somebody else goes out and do it.
And it's important because not everybody understands the whole concept of Jamaican diaspora. What is that? Diaspora means scattered across the world. So that's why we were trying to push this this whole marketing campaign when we did this music video with no money, with Shaggy and Marcia Griffiths and Hopetoun Lindo, this whole I Am Jamaica song. I think it's still on YouTube. You can go on YouTube and
I wish I picked it up before. Can you find it?
Yeah, man. YouTube and just go YouTube and just put I Am Jamaica. And you will see the music video, and maybe we can give the people a reminder of what we did with no resources in terms of trying to change the narrative and the whole marketing of the Jamaican diaspora. So we did a whole marketing campaign with a logo and all of that. Because the whole we were trying to say to folks, accept the premise. I am Jamaica. What does that mean? I am Jamaica means I am Jamaica, whoever you are. You're a nurse, you're a security guard, you're the young lady at the patty shop, you are the doctor, you are the teacher, you are the government leader, you are the basic school teacher. I am Jamaica, right? We're not 2.6 million in population. We're 7 million. So you have to look at Jamaica in that context. We're not 2.6 million as a whole.
Right.
And everybody out of that 7 million is I am Jamaica. Right? So we went to Hopeton Lindo. Hopeton Lindo helped us to write the song, and we called some of our friends in the entertainment industry, Marcia Griffiths, Shaggy, Lukey Chung helped us with some of the creating of the music video. And I'm Jamaica. No, that's not it. I'm Jamaica. Put Shaggy. I'm Jamaica. Shaggy.
My name is Hemorrhoid. I am Jamaican.
So the movement, I think, continues. Yeah, there it is. We continue to engage with each other. So various artists, Hopeton Lindo helped us down, one of our South Florida artists here. Frame by Frame, Lukey Chung, and the rest of the team there. Kind of helped us to pull the video, and some of the shoots was done in Jamaica.
Celebrity cook-off, culinary demonstrations, cultural performances, kids zone, tons of giveaways, something for everyone.
All the pieces together. So it was a good opportunity. We went out to the jerk festivals and all the events and did our best to try to get people to go on record and say I am Jamaica because I am Jamaica, fill in the blank.
I remember the campaign. It's been a while, so I think we need to keep moving.
It's something that can have can be refreshed and remixed and come back in different ways, right? Because the numbers of people that are in the UK now, and Canada, and the United States that are of Jamaican descent continues to grow exponentially. Right? Think about when the Jamaican Diaspora Conference was started. How many Jamaican persons of Jamaican descent were born since then? How do those young people see themselves? These are our nieces and our nephews and our godchildren that are now growing up eating the Jamaican food. They may not be born in Jamaica, but it's in their blood, right? It's their culture. They hear it at home. They're bilingual. They may be speaking English, but they're bilingual, right? So that bilingual doesn't necessarily mean only language,
Just the culture,
how you view things, how you view the world. How do you feel about when you see Usain Bolt running? Do you cheer for the US and Jamaica at the same time? Which flag do you? There are people who struggle with that.
Yes. I want to remind people that Grace Kennedy does have this birthright program. Great, this shows
outstanding.
And they have 4 youth going to Jamaica this year. And I'm not so sure if you're going to be there, but they're having a launch with 10 of these. They invited me because I was a part of the selection the last time they selected the young man.
Yeah, I think he goes to Brown.
Yeah, he's really, really bright dude, right? And so what Grace Kennedy attempts to do is to take first and second generation Jamaicans back home to Jamaica to make them experience the beauty and the culture and to get them involved in even working a couple of days there. This year they're going to be involved in day of service activities. So I'm looking forward to your day of service. Tell me about the day of service activity that you're planning all the way on the west coast of Jamaica, because I don't understand that. Tell me about that.
Boy, you apply for your visa. So listen, so the Jamaican Diaspora Conference is 3 days, right? So July 23rd to the 26th. And in the last few years...
Festival, Sunday, June 18th, the festival grounds at RFK Lot 6, lawn at Oklahoma Avenue, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Buy tickets online at dcjerkfestival.com or Ticketmaster, sponsored by the Jamaica Tourist Board. VP Records, presented by the Institute for Caribbean Studies, celebrating June as Caribbean American Heritage Month.
I've never been to that part of St. Elizabeth before. I mean, my family's from Hanover.
The idea.
Yeah, so and they're doing great work out there. The Jake's Hotel and the Breads Foundation, and Do Good Jamaica and a number of other organizations are very involved with the early childhood learning centers in St. Elizabeth in terms of the basic schools. So I said, there's
now every country say them have nice woman, but some not so nice, you must understand. Well, Jamaican woman a sugar and salt, and I will tell you about them all. Ready?
Treasure Beach. Treasure Beach. Right? So we're partnering with Jake's Hotel, Breads Foundation, Do Good, Jamaica, and a number of other partners to have a weekend getaway, and we're going to be beautifying a basic school here to Jake's Hotel. We're actually going to be painting an educational mural of the national heroes on the school, because that's a learning. So we're commissioning an artist to help us. I don't remember his name, but he's going to be helping
Send me every woman, them nice, alright, but them love them, man, and them quick to fight. Send and woman, them have good ways, but if you trouble them we give you 9 days. Drill on the woman,
you and I know that the early
and when you need a friend, them always pan spot.
Are also struggling with compliance with various standards.
I was gonna ask you why did you choose a basic school?
Well, the early childhood is always the place to start. That period of
every country say them have nice woman, but some not so nice, you must understand. Jamaican woman, a sugar and salt. Now I will tell you about them all.
Jamaican school. My grandmother was a first grade teacher. She was my first grade teacher in my early childhood learning center at Providence Primary, which is located between Standpipe and Hope
Standpipe?
What you know about Standpipe? You ever been to Standpipe? Anybody? You know how many people live in Standpipe? We'll take another show to talk about Standpipe. A lot of my friends came from Standpipe, so and I lived in Barbican at the time, and a lot of my friends who went to so that's where my connection to my grandmother that went to basic school and first grade with her, so I have a very fond memory of those experiences of how important that was to my success at Providence Primary and then ultimately
I have somebody on the line who wants to remind us about who we were talking about, the original.
Then Catherine woman, them love baby, but them
Mignut!
Intelligently, Kingston woman love everything. Them love excitement and love to swing.
Ariel? Can you hear me? Ariel Bowen.
See, we get hacked by the Russians again.
Are you there, Ariel? Oh my God, the song is playing. Oh my God, okay, sorry. Oh my God, I did not realize it was playing. Oh. Thank you.
Hopefully it was a clean song that was played.
It was playing and I didn't realize. Okay, so let me play it one more time. Is that okay?
I'm Jamaica Shaggy.
Yes, let's play it for the audience.
I think you have to rewind a little bit because another song came up while we were.
Oh my gosh.
While we were deep in our conversation.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, man. But Ariel, she your audience paying attention, boy. Them sharp, boy. Them sharp.
Yes, they are very sharp. Yeah, but yes, Arl Mignut was the original. Do you remember who was before him, or he served 2 terms? Did he serve 2 terms?
I think he served 2 terms. Dr. Harold Mignut was the first that served 2 terms, and then Patrick Beckford, then Erwin Clare, then Joan Pinnock, and then now we have Akila Lawrence Maitland. Yeah. So, and then the Southern United States, Dahlia Walker led the charge in first, and then I came along, then Dr. Sue, and then Wayne Golding.
I like the fact that Akila being almost in the youthful era.
Yeah. I think
some great things from her.
Yeah, man. I think that is a very important part of the movement. Remember what we talked about, the numbers of persons of Jamaican descent under 35 is growing at a much faster rate than those over 45.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So if we don't lay out a strategic plan on all aspects as it relates to Jamaica to connect with that generation, we'll be missing a number of cultural opportunities, business opportunities, educational opportunities. We have to figure out those young people who are now graduating from high school in the US, Canada, or the UK and going to college. What kind of conversation are we having with them? Because they're going to be finished with college in 4 years. Mm-hmm. What is their connection to Jamaica?
Yes.
Right? So for me, I've always been a very important part of we have to lift up 5 to 10 years is a generation. And if you miss out doing that 5 to 10 years, you lose your interconnectivity with that generation.
Certainly do.
Right? And it flips over in a minute, right? So think about it. I'm now 45. When I was involved with the Diaspora movement, right? 2004, that's 13 years ago.
Yes.
Right? So if there was no outreach to someone like me in my 30s, or even better yet, in my 20s, how you expect me to at least have an understanding or an interest or to find a place that I can fit?
That's why it's so important for the movement to keep growing and blossoming, because if we keep it static, then we are not reaching out to that youth.
It's a real crisis mode, Leo, because look at all the non-profit organizations. There's Shaggy there, non-profit organizations that have board members. Every non-profit organization that's an alumni association, a cultural association, what are they doing to groom the next board?
Yes.
Otherwise, the organization is going to die.
Yes. Let's play the song here. I'm really interested. You're not going to hear it.
Full time we come together.
Hilton Linda right there. There's Shaggy. That was filmed in Jamaica in the studio. Freddie, who lives here in South Florida. Baron Channel.
I am Jamaica.
We may be scattered far and wide to the four corners of this earth, but we're proud to be Jamaicans.
That was filmed out in a studio in Hollywood.
We are part of this diaspora for what it's really worth. Full time now we come together.
Notice the date on the video there, uploaded 2010. You see the Air Jamaica poster though.
Them say we small, yes we little, but we tolerable. Anywhere we go, we are leaders, we no follower. Jamaicans, home and abroad, contributing to your
Talented enough for people.
It's not an easy road, but we'll make it together, yeah. I'll help you carry your load. He's not heavy, he's my brother, yeah.
Over there, I am Jamaica. Yes, Marcy, I see you.
I am Jamaica.
So much love to give you. I am Jamaica.
Oh, island in the sun, sweet, sweet Jamaica, sweet, sweet Jamaica.
Yeah, man. Yeah, she keeps saying, look his footprint immediately.
One love. Oh, island in the sun, sweet, sweet Jamaica, sweet, sweet Jamaica. Let there
One of
be
the best backup singers ever. And lead singer, yeah.
Okra, steam fish aside a white rice. Coconut water, wash that tongue well nice. Downtown, you spot me on the street and roll dice. Jamaica, the flavor, yard of the spice.
We may be scattered far and wide to the
A lot of people don't know, but like, Shaggy did a lot of work behind the scenes, you know.
We're proud to be Jamaicans. We hold our head up high.
Steam fish there, that awesome.
Part of this diaspora, for what is really
Full time we should come together and big
A
up the
mixture of
land
the
of
landscapes of Jamaica there, you know.
Who's that?
And where we go, we are leaders, we no follow.
Young lady there.
contributing to ya. It's not an easy road, but we can make it. We'll make it together, yeah. I help you carry your load. He ain't heavy, he's my brother. Jamaica, our roots and our island. Jamaica, and it no matter where we live, say Jamaica, we have so much left to give you.
I am Jamaica.
No matter where we go.
Up on the steam, fish aside a white rice. Coconut water, wash that tongue well nice.
That's a beautiful video, my friend. We just need to take it and reintroduce it to the.
Now that you said it, I probably want to send it down to the Diaspora conference host committee, and maybe they can incorporate it in the transitions of the welcome.
Yes.
Because it's well done, and quality. Some of our top artists, both, and it also is reflective of artists that are not only in Jamaica but in the diaspora. That was very intentional as well, because it's very important for people to know that that a bridge has to be connected between those who are doing what they do best in Jamaica and those who are doing best the same thing in the diaspora. Yeah. When those two come together, magic can happen.
The thing is,
irrespective, pick the profession, pick the interest. There has to be communication between those that are in the lane of education, for example, in Jamaica, and those who are in the lane of education in the diaspora, in order for them to share ideas and resources as to how to transform that particular area.
And that narrative has to be done in a way so that we don't see.
Let's be respectful. Let's be respectful.
Yeah, you can't see Jamaica as you say local. The local people.
We're not coming to tell you what to do.
Yes, exactly.
I respect you.
Yes.
Jamaicans, irrespective of their background, want to be respected and honored.
No matter what.
Saluted, no matter what. Yeah. Do not try to get ahead of them.
Right.
Give them their space. Share the information. Provide them an opportunity to do what they do best. But don't be condescending. Don't look down on them. Just lift each other up. So that's the whole idea of the Jamaican diaspora, is to make sure that there is mutual respect and accountability for the best of Jamaica. When I say the best of Jamaica, it's not just Jamaica. It's not just Jamaica for the 4,411 square miles.
Right.
Jamaica is the circumference of the earth. Because we're everywhere.
Everywhere.
Every continent. We are one of those countries where we do spread our DNA across the world. DNA not necessarily in
I know, man. but because of who we are, the bad thing about when you meet Jamaicans, you probably meet a set of persons. The first time when you go on the island, you probably meet the people who are in the tourist sector, and the image might not be what you are expecting. You want a little bit more culture, so you have to go up into the country. And it's the same way that sometimes when people leave Jamaica and travel and meet other Jamaicans, you tend to have a certain type of bragging rights because you're out of the country.
Mm-hmm.
Or not, it's not bragging rights.
No.
It's a bragging. When you're out of the country, you think that you're better, but we want to kill that.
Mm-hmm.
We want to bring that down so that we see each other as equal, as you're just another Jamaican.
Right. And one of the challenges of the Jamaican diaspora movement, unfortunately, is that it is housed primarily through the facilitation of the government. Primarily.
Yes.
And what people need to understand is that the government is responsible for the stewardship of the country. Right? However, there are many opportunities for citizens to engage on issues and initiatives and programs where the government not necessarily is involved.
Have nothing to do with it.
So you got to look at the government as a partner, but don't wait on government to find the answer. Right? So if you have a school or a community that you want to support, right, go directly, personally, or go directly personally in partnership with the government. Go directly personally in partnership with another organization, non-profit.
Right.
Go personally in partnership with a business. There are many different ways to slice it.
You don't have to use the government at all.
No.
And what we do, we use the government for access. So therefore, if we need to get to somebody that we don't know, we don't have a first-hand experience with them, we say, okay, Minister, can you help me to meet this person? And once that introduction is made, it's a direct contact.
Absolutely. And in addition to that, one of the unfortunate parts of our culture is that we don't have a proactive way of engaging our government. It's almost like an arm's length veranda analysis on our assessment of our government, as opposed to going directly to the parliamentarian and writing letters and showing up at their office. And the platforms for citizens to publicly have a voice are not as many as there should be. Let me say that, right? So we must engage our government more. And the Jamaican Diaspora Movement at least provides a lane to communicate what our needs, our dreams, our wants are, and then hopefully that can be translated through a select committee, and a select committee discussion becomes proposed legislation, and then proposed legislation becomes law, or select committee considers a budget consideration and then puts it in as a line item.
Okay, so I'm glad you touched on that a little bit, because I also want to get into the diaspora voting in Jamaica.
Yeah,
I never heard your thoughts on that. What
you know, it's a difficult one, right? Because as a U.S. citizen, if I move back to Jamaica, I can still vote.
Even if you don't move back, you can still fly down and go. And go vote.
But I also have to pay taxes.
Yes. Well,
if I'm a U.S. citizen, I have to pay taxes.
You have to pay taxes to vote?
No, I have to pay taxes on my worldwide income.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And paying taxes is not connected to my right to vote.
No, it's not.
So as a Jamaican citizen,
yes.
If I move away from Jamaica, right, and I'm still a Jamaican citizen, follow me for a second, should I have a right to vote? And should I be paying taxes?
No, well, the paying taxes part went away in 1944 through adult suffrage. So, you don't have to pay taxes to vote. So, as long as you are a Jamaican.
And a resident.
Even if you're not a resident, you can go back and vote.
But your registration is tied to a residence.
Okay, so there is the difference now.
Yeah.
So, if you go down and your mom's home is still intact, and you go to enumerate, if you enumerate, you can vote in the next election.
Tied to that address.
Right.
If I'm a U.S. citizen with no residence in the U.S., but I now live in Kingston, I can still vote.
Yes, you can.
Without a residence in the U.S.
Yes.
So
therefore, what you're actually saying then is that our right to vote has not been taken away. We can still vote. All we need to do is to do the right things and get ourselves in the election.
Yeah, but tied to an address.
Tied to an address.
Tied to an address. And it's also important. Is it? Should we have a senatorial seat created in Parliament for the diaspora based on regions?
I saw that in the Prime Minister's speech back when he became Prime Minister. He mentioned something about having senators from the diaspora, and I don't know how that is going to come into fruition. I don't know what they're thinking.
I don't know. I'm sure it will come up again at the diaspora conference until there is a legislative constitutional right for Jamaicans overseas to have a vote without having to come back home and with tied to an address. And whether or not there is, because now there are more Jamaicans living outside Jamaica than in Jamaica. So who are they voting for under the Westminster system? Are they voting for a particular parliamentary seat, or they're voting for the Prime Minister all island, right? So all of those questions have to be answered. So do you want 5 million persons of Jamaican descent voting for Prime Minister, or for those who are 2 million on island?
Wow, but you know something, Marlon, it's like when you look at what the diaspora can do, right? If we put a value to our work and everything that we do for Jamaica, sometimes it hits me that we need to have that
voice.
That voice.
So what is the worth? What is the consideration, as they would say in the law, for the exchange of that value? So I'm going to give you the right to vote in exchange for what?
Boy, just
because. There you go. That's the debate, right? That's the debate.
Yes.
But ultimately, at the end of the day, there is accountability.
There is.
Right? There's also what you call representative democracy.
What it would mean? It would mean that the Prime Minister is also our Prime Minister in the diaspora too.
Well,
so if we are we willing to give that
That's a thought. That's a thought. So I mean, if first and foremost, who has the right to vote? By birth, by parentage. How far off in the generations will your blood give you the right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, by extension of that, who are you voting for? Prime Minister. Does that mean that we're now going to have become a republic? We have a president, and
it would mean a lot of amendments to our constitution in Jamaica, because
maybe we can ask them to set up a joint select committee that would evaluate the constitutional amendments necessary,
right?
That are also tied to the obligations of citizenship,
right?
Because you don't just have the right to vote without responsibilities.
You have to have responsibilities attached to that. But what I was saying was that in our Westminster model right now in Jamaica, there's no plan for that. There's nothing diaspora in there,
No. So the big question is, okay, if you want to maximize the value and the contributions from the diaspora is not just going to give it without something in
return, right?
So let's have that hard discussion. And I'm willing to give my heart, soul, and resources and more if, in fact, you give me a space at the table. You're going to invite me for Christmas dinner. I need a piece of the ham.
That's why I think so.
I need a slice of the tomato, the slice of the pineapple on the top.
Well, right now, what they're doing, they're eating all the ham and then giving us the bone.
And we have to put it in soup.
I was going to put it in soup.
I mean, like, give me a Scotch bonnet or something. I mean, come on, man. So that's a discussion. I think it's worth having it because we're one of the many countries where the diaspora is extraordinarily resourceful.
Yes.
So how do you, as a matter of fairness, create a seat or two at the table that allows us to have a say in the conversation around the table and maybe even what is served on the table?
Yes, because I've seen a lot of times where the plans are made in Jamaica from scratch, and at the end of the day, they send out to the diaspora, and Netta says, can you send us this thing?
Do you value us? Yes or no? Yes, of course. They're not going to say no, right? Okay, so how much do you value us, right? And what are you willing to give in exchange for that value, right? Yes. Since we are family,
yes,
right? And you consider us Jamaicans because I can apply for a passport, because you give me the right to receive a passport by virtue of my birth or by lineage. Right, so I can get a passport, right? So you're recognizing me as a Jamaican,
right?
Now you're asking me to do these other things to make Jamaica better, but my perspective is that Jamaica is not just, again, the 4,411 square miles. For example, Leo, I've been also asking, why can't we get more specific information from our government and the opposition as to what their needs are in the U.S.? So that we can articulate to our congressmen and senators.
It's a way that they use to keep us out of their business. Believe me.
Well, it's counterproductive, right? They're not. This is not a mutually respectful relationship.
No, it's not. It's what they give to us. Well, I give to you.
Well, hopefully the Jamaican diaspora movement can get to diffuse this one-way way of thought, because there are many things that we could be influential with regards to the U.S. government and Canadian government and UK government.
Do you really think that the Jamaican government need us? Really think about it. Is that
if they don't believe they need us, they're not thinking in a responsible way of the things that they could accomplish, right? And I'm speaking of irrespective of whichever party is in power. Right? If they believe that the Jamaican diaspora has tentacles that could be helpful to an agenda that's for the good of Jamaican people, then it doesn't take much to say, listen, we have an issue with something with regards to the United States International Trade Representative or the Department of Commerce or national security, or we need more help with transnational crime. So these are budgetary legislative items that many of us come in contact with on a daily basis.
So what do
you don't have to hire you can hire lobbyists if you want, but why don't you just hire your own Jamaican community?
Now, that's not going to happen, but I mean, not for now. But let me say this. What about...
I'm suggesting that it needs to happen.
What about the diaspora then taking its own governance, its own responsibility to create its own governance and be that governing body that puts Jamaica on top?
No, you're opening a whole...
I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
You're opening a whole other pot of curry goat right now, right? And I know you come from St. Mary and you love your curry goat on the cold pot, right? So you open another pot of curry, right?
Okay.
And the Jamaican diaspora movement is facilitated from a governance standpoint, attenuated with terms of reference from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Right. Let's make that clear, right? Yes. In order for the Jamaican Diaspora Advisory Board or the Jamaican Diaspora movement, connected or not connected to the advisory board, in order for it to have its own government, it needs to be disconnected from the terms of reference or governance that respects a quasi-independent structure that needs to be managed in compliance with the laws of the particular country that it's formed, and to make sure that it does not bring ill repute to the government.
To that particular government,
right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So there needs to be some very critical, nuanced governance complexities that are arm's length but connected. You follow what I'm saying?
I don't think that the TOR...
More work for lawyers.
I don't think that the terms of reference is any difficulty to disconnect from, because it's an appointment from the Diaspora Advisory Board member.
Well, the Jamaica Diaspora Advisory Board is an appointment from the Minister of Foreign Affairs, right?
So it's not a hard disconnect.
No, so you have the advisory board member. What you're talking about is another level of a governance structure that engages with multiple levels of the Jamaican society in that particular country,
right,
that is not tied to the Jamaican Diaspora Advisory Board member. Is that what you're suggesting? Clear throat. Sips a glass of coconut water as we speak. Maybe. So you remember, we talked about this when we were advisory board members, right? We drafted non-profit articles of incorporation for the Jamaican Diaspora United States.
I saw that.
Because there needs to be connectivity between the three regions, right? Yes. And if you create a Jamaican Diaspora United States non-profit, right, what is the Jamaican Diaspora Advisory Board's members' responsibility in connection with that non-profit? Yeah. So that debate is still unresolved.
Yes, I know it is. But it's so hard to get all three in thinking the same thing.
Well, maybe you need to start small and just kind of have more consistent communication. Pick 1, 2, or 3 issues that all 3 regions can approach nationally. Mm-hmm. Create a network of organizations that may be associated with that issue, and let's drive it. You don't necessarily may need a new organization because you don't want to get into the weeds of trying to build that, right? I think we need to start small from the narrative of the marketing to get people to understand how they fit as Jamaicans in the whole, and that they don't necessarily have to be tied to a particular organization in order to do what they do, right?
Well, something important. Started the other day, I noticed that the election was a collaborative effort. Mm-hmm. Though the processes were different, mm-hmm, all 3 regions or electoral bodies were talking.
Right.
I know that Kimon was talking to Bennett, who was talking to Ward.
Yeah.
And they're the 3 leaders of the election.
Right, and it's as election commissioners, yes, the integrity of that process is very important in order to make sure that it's transparent and people have access to it.
Yes,
So not everybody has computer and laptops, so they should be able to submit it by paper and all of that stuff. So we're making strides.
That was a good effort because that never happened before.
Yeah, I mean, and the US has the largest Jamaican diaspora.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
So it's very important for us to kind of try to get it right. Right. And out of perfection comes many imperfections, Leo.
I know that.
In life, where I look at it is that you have, in order to get to perfection, you have to move towards many steps of imperfection. You have to be willing to step on your own corn.
Absolutely.
Right? Delia took licks, Dr. Mignot took licks, you took licks, right? Yeah, and people, question motives. But at the end of the day, we all have the same blood running through our veins. We love Jamaica in the same way. We may have different approaches to different issues, but if we can just remain in constant contact, be respectful, share information, and then find places where we can agree that our resources are transformational. Example, education. It's easy. Education is the one factor that we know moves mountains for us.
Yes.
Whether you're from town or you're from Rockabess.
Doesn't really matter.
No.
The conference is coming up, and there's a young lady who's organizing, like you, workshops. Well, not workshops, but day of service activities. And I want to get her on the line. Her name is Keisha. She has several different projects.
That's great. While we're waiting on Keisha, another component of the conference that I'm working on is try to get financial services professionals for a tour of the Jamaica Stock Exchange. So we're going to do that on Wednesday, July 26th. Where we're going to go over and do a tour of the Jamaica Stock Exchange. It's a block and a half away from the conference.
Please remember to bring me in the middle of that because I'd like to be there.
Absolutely.
Keisha Tingling, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Oh, it's good to hear you, Keisha. I have in studio with me today Marlon Hill, attorney Marlon Hill.
Keisha, what you cooking for breakfast?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We can hear you. He asked you what you're cooking for breakfast.
What are you cooking for breakfast this morning, Keisha?
I haven't seen anything. To pull my daughter, and I'm trying to head to the car so I can secure without any disruption.
Oh, okay. So you're not cooking any breakfast. Okay, all right. He came here this morning thinking that he had ackee and salvage and everything. So I guess he's trying to reach out to you to see if there's anything that you can do about it.
Why don't you provide breakfast for Marlon?
Oh, let's not go there. Let's not go there, okay? Because Marlon could have brought breakfast into the studio too.
That's true, that's true. Before I wax it off at my house.
He don't wax it off before he gets here, yeah? Keisha.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I know that you are one of or you're the lead planning authority in the day of service activities. What's going on with day of service? What are we planning from the diaspora for day of service?
Okay, well, day of service is planned for July 27th. We have a number of projects being led by different individuals in different categories of like health, education. Sorry, I'm just trying to get myself settled. I'm actually in the car now. Hold on 1 second. All right. Yeah. So, health, education. We have some youth projects. I'm just trying to bring up my documents here so that I can speak to you.
So, Keisha, where's your community service project going to be located in Kingston, or is it in Kingston?
So the different locations, there are a number of locations, but primarily it's in Kingston. I know the health projects are designated for St. Thomas, and that's being led by Claudette Powell.
Okay.
She wants to conduct a community health fair, where blood pressure screening, nutritional screening, diabetes and vision screening will be done with participants in that community health fair. So Claudette is actually in the process of trying to make arrangements with the different parish managers, well, the parish manager from St. Thomas,
Okay.
to make sure that everything runs smoothly on that day.
Okay.
So that keeps the health, and then I know that she also is planning to, she's also planning to have another one with professional nurses, trained nurses from the US.
For professional development.
Like training.
Okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then we have quite a number of projects in the education field. There's autism management that will be conducted by Melanie Goodwin-Baker.
Did you say autism? Did you say autism?
Yes, I did. I said autism.
Okay.
And this is really for educators, parents, and caregivers that she's trying to target. And it will cover functional behavioral assessment, habitualization, and gradual desensitization. So that's Melanie Baker. I think she's based in the UK.
No, I think Melanie is in New York.
Okay, Melanie is in New York, and Elaine is coming out of the UK. Elaine Powell is also one of the leads on that project. We also have another special education project being managed by Lorraine Tracy, I see here. And this, I think, is trying to target teaching and reaching our students in a differentiated classroom. So that's Lorraine.
That's Lorraine Tracy. Lorraine Tracy, you say, right?
Florida.
And she's in Florida.
Yes, she's in Florida. Lorraine is in Florida.
So, Keisha, Keisha.
All of these projects that I'm listing down here are slated for
Michael. Keisha, he has a question for you. Hold on.
Keisha, how's the feedback from family and friends in Jamaica in terms of the interest in participating in these projects, as opposed to those persons who may be traveling to Jamaica for the conference and the projects?
Well, I don't have, and I can't say for sure what the feedback is, but I imagine that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs have been doing their, have been conducting like public relations, trying to get the word out there. I know they have planned programs in terms of that.
But you're planning. Who are you planning with though? Aren't you planning with persons in Jamaica?
Yes. So I am working with Professor Rosalia Hamilton and Lisa Ogilvy. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right.
Yes.
From Clarendon Events Group. The Lisa from Clarendon Events Group and Rosalia Hamilton, I know is
UTEC. She's at UTEC. She's at UTEC.
Right, out of UTEC. So those are the two ladies that I'm working with, and they have a team that they are working with on the ground to make sure that they provide certain logistical and resource assistance for these individuals coming from the diaspora.
Wow.
Just trying to make things as seamless as possible. They have a very thought out registration process for persons that are submitting their registration forms to communicate what resource needs they have or logistical support they have. And that logistical support that I'm speaking of basically is trying to clear goods from customs if they have things that are coming through customs, although they're advising that maybe you should be carrying those things with you.
Okay.
Right.
Because customs is normally a problem bringing in some of the things that,
Right. And I had a conversation, Keisha, this week with some of the representatives from the ministry and the partners as to that process. It's a very important process, not only for the conference, but for every nonprofit or individual that wants to do something in Jamaica. There is a very specific process that's laid out for you to get the products into Jamaica and a waiver. So we got the documentation. It's available for those who may be listening or watching Leo. I think it would be good for them to go to the ministry's website, mfaft.gov.jm, caribbean.com/conference. You can see all the details there as to Caribbean Airlines is providing a discount on flights. The registration is $140. I heard today on this morning on Durban on my way here that some people are saying that that's expensive. When you go to a conference whether in the UK, Canada, or the US, $140 is not much for a 3-day conference. So I think it's worthy a worthwhile investment. And their hotel special rates are pretty reasonable as well.
Very, very reasonable.
Courtly, Knutsford, a night.
$4. My God, where do you get that $4?
I know that I'm going to be finding a corner at a friend's house, but to kind of save some money because we have this. So Keisha, we're doing our day of service in Treasure Beach on Thursday and Friday. We are going to be beautifying one of the many basic schools that are in the Treasure Beach area. With a mural, and we're going to be also bringing supplies. One of our non-Jamaican friends that are coming down for the weekend, Leo, he's a fireman. And I learned through our friends at Do Good Jamaican Breads that there's a need within the basic schools for fire extinguishers.
Yes.
So the fireman, he made a phone call to a company that he knows, and the company has used fire extinguishers that they could donate. So we're now they can refill it in Jamaica.
That's good.
So we're working on that, and we're also going to be reaching out to the local community here to any supplies, construction paper, pencils, kids need crayons.
Marlon Marlon making a vacation out of a day of service. He's bringing a whole heap of people.
Why not?
Yes, it's a camping day for Marlon, and I think that's how we need to look at these things. Just
maybe it's a formula.
Yes,
volunteerism, right?
Yes,
volunteerism, where the Jamaica Tourist Board can help us to facilitate. If you have a church or a school or a health center in your home community, in your parish that you want to support, build a little tour getaway weekend around where you can mix the fun with the service.
And you're creating an economic situation for our country
in the local community as well.
And in local community,
right, because when we go,
we're spending money right there.
We're going to be buying food. Yes. We're going to be going on tours. Put money back into the local community in St. Elizabeth.
I'm sure you're going to cut off the head of a goat and
what, Leo? Listen, it's a day of service. We're going to be doing hard work on the Thursday. We start off, but we're going to be having the bonfires and cooking some fish and
roast breadfruit and fried dumpling and things.
Yeah, so
oh my God!
Big ups to my friend Diaca Morrison and Justine Hensel and the rest of the people at the Breads Foundation and Jake's Hotel and Do Good Jamaica. We're partnering with and the Food for the Poor.
Right.
So we're going to make a weekend of it.
See what I mean? Yeah. So Keisha, how many projects you are? Go ahead.
I also know, Leo, that the planning committee in Jamaica, consisting of Lisa and Professor Hamilton, they're trying to arrange for persons who are not, like, they haven't signed up to
these projects that you have,
projects that we're thinking of, they can register to other projects that the SDC is putting on, I think.
Do you have a list of those projects, Keisha?
No, I don't. I haven't.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. But Marlon has it. Marlon has it.
Yeah, I got that list yesterday, Keisha. I will forward it to Leo, and we can share it around because it was interesting. When I shared this opportunity, online in Facebook, there are friends who are Jamaican, who are reverse migration, who are now living in Jamaica, who used to be in the diaspora, that contacted me and said, I'm going to be there during that period. I want to participate.
Right, okay.
Right, so we have an administrative... Go ahead, Keisha.
Sorry, I'm not hearing you well, so sorry. Go again.
No, I was just going to say that we have an administrative fee because there are costs for every community service project, whether it's supplies or water or beverages. So we are charging $50 per person to participate in the service project. And some people may come just for the day or come back the next day, or they may stay overnight. But if this is a real great opportunity for us to look at a different way of how to give back to Jamaica while reconnecting to Jamaica, right? So I've never been to that part of Jamaica. So I grew up in Kingston, so I said, you know what? And I could easily do a community service project in Kingston, right? There's more than enough there. Yes. Why don't I do something that I could invite even my non-Jamaican friends who want to have a connection to Jamaica. That's a whole another. As we are part of the diaspora, we have no family and friends that are not born in Jamaica, who have never experienced Jamaica. And how can we introduce them to that part of Jamaica while doing some good?
So Keisha, so we have three different avenues now in which people can give back to Jamaica on the day of service, right? We have they said Professor Hamilton and Lisa has this list. Well, he has it, and he's going to provide to us, where if someone does not have a particular project that they want that they have already,
pick from the menu.
Just pick it. Yes, pick from a menu, and they can go join that day. Or you have registered a project, and you want some additional persons to be presenters on a particular workshop or something like that at MICO or Jamaica Teachers Association headquarters. Or you can go, call up Marlon. Go on Facebook and find Marlon and join him down in St. Elizabeth.
Yeah.
St. Elizabeth is the best place to do this because they have more food on the island than any other parish.
Yeah.
Right? Yam and banana and dumpling and everything.
To learn more about our project, you can go to irianital.com, or you can go to dogoodjamaica.com, dogoodjamaica.org. You can learn, tips on things to bring, things to do while you're in Treasure Beach, what we're going to be doing with the school down in the basic school down in Treasure Beach as well. So if you want to escape, down for the weekend before the independence tsunami, come down and join us in Treasure Beach. We're going to go to Pelican Bar. We'll probably go to YS Falls and bike around Treasure Beach, get to know the community. We're going to be having a motivational talk with some of the kids on the Saturday morning, where we're going to kind of engage with them and talk to them and get to know them as well.
2 questions for you, Keisha. How many projects do you have already, and how many have been registered, and where can we get additional information?
Okay, so the registration process actually, the deadline is June 30th, and I know that the deadline for logistical support was June 15th.
Right.
And so far, I think about 4 projects have been registered.
Right.
I need to confirm that number because I haven't spoken with the person from out of the ministry in terms of confirming that number, but I think around 4 projects have been registered so far. So I think that the others that probably don't need as much logistical support will register by the 30th. I just want to also mention that there is interestingly, there's a crime prevention project at the community policing. I wanted to mention that because I think it's very important that someone or a team out of that wants to get involved in that element, in terms of stemming crime and trying to find measures to fix that problem that we're having in Jamaica. In terms of the education, I know you've asked me a couple of questions, but I just want to teach up on some more projects that we have here. Okay. We'll come back to your question. There's also a robotics and animation workshop.
What?
Good.
Hansel Fletcher, and I think he will be. His project is supposed to be held at the JAAC. I think if my memory serves me, sorry, Jamaica Teachers Association. There is also the UJAA. They're having education focused project where they're trying to go in a Trenchtown located school to the school beautification and working with teachers. Okay. So that's interesting as well. There's also a women and children empowerment project. I know Timon Putin, who is the head of the agricultural task force, she has a farm day project in Clarendon where she's helping to establish a farm for children's home in Clarendon. So
yes, Annmarie Richards. I'm WhatsApping her right now because I want to talk to her. But yes, there was Jamaica Awareness there last week. They did a medical mission, and then Kimon is going to bring the agricultural project down there for Day of Service.
Right. So in terms of where to get more information from, I think Marlon Hill mentioned the address
right.
for the Ministry of Finance.
That's that. Marlon, go ahead and help.
Yeah, man. So basically, Keisha, for those that are listening that are interested in coming for the conference, I think it's very important that we take advantage of these opportunities to connect with each other, connect with our government, connect with the communities in Jamaica on things that we are interested in. The Diaspora Conference is a great opportunity for anyone that is looking to just learn the lay of the land as to where they may potentially decide to engage with Jamaica. Right, it's a good place for you to start. Right, so to register, the conference is going to be from July 23rd to the 26th in Kingston, Jamaica. It's going to be at the conference center in downtown Kingston. The registration is about $140 US dollars, which is about 18,000 Jamaican dollars thereabouts. And you go to the website mfaft.gov.jm/conference, and you'll see all the information there as to where the hotels that are available. Great rates, in my opinion. I think Caribbean Airlines has a promo code which is probably, I think, 10 or 15% off the regular airfare. And you will also see information there about how to participate in the Day of Service. If you're bringing in supplies, what the process is for getting a waiver on the shipment, and also planning in advance. You can't wait until July 20th to ship the goods. You're going to have to do that sometime in early July so that the process and the organization that you are partnering with can clear those goods. Clear those goods and supplies.
Right. And also to persons need assistance in finding volunteers. I know that the Ministry of Finance will help with that. On their form, they have a section for you to...
Minister of Finance? Did you say Minister of Finance? Or Foreign Affairs?
Sorry, Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Keisha, might get me in trouble, you know.
It's because I haven't had breakfast yet,
Well, ask Marlon about that. Ask Marlon about that.
Oh, the Shaw calling me right now. Sorry, Mass Audley.
Can specify how many volunteers they need, or if they need help with contacting a local agency to get assistance in executing their project.
Yeah, man, we're gonna have to do a little bit more marketing, Keisha, to let our friends and family in Jamaica know of this great opportunity to come and volunteer with us and to have some fun with us at the same time. I mean,
I know Lisa Ogilvie mentioned to me that she's been working with the different radio stations to get that out, spreading that message to the public that there's a great event happening, the Diaspora conference here at the Day of Service, where persons can sign up to get involved in the different activities that are scheduled for the Day of Service day. And as I mentioned before, there is ways and means that they're trying to, whether it's registering on the day of the conference to get involved in a different project, or I think they're trying to do something like an electronic process where persons can sign up.
Yeah.
Participate in a different project.
Absolutely. If I
know that they're working, they're trying to make connections in the diaspora, like programs such as this one that we're on, without giving live streaming of this program and this other different radio programs to spread the word to the diaspora. And I know that they're working through different networks to communicate the plans that they have.
Okay. Thank you, Keisha. Thank you for giving us your brief on the Day of Service. Thank you for doing the work that you're doing. It's great to know that you have taken on this job and doing such a wonderful job in getting these projects registered for us and coordinated.
Awesome.
All right, thank you, and all the best to you, Marlon.
Thank you, Keisha. We look forward to being in touch.
Yeah, man.
Listen,
Take care.
let me tell you something, Leo. If I had more time, I would probably like schedule like Maritone or Stone Love to come out to our day of service and just vibes up the place. Because you have to use our music in some way, you know.
Yes. Well, I'm sure you have a sound system.
Yeah, man. We're going to fix it up.
Blasting the whole day.
We're going to fix it up.
I'm going to have to try my best to come down there.
We welcome you, man. I mean, we basically on the Thursday, July 27th, it's 2 to 5 p.m. We're going to start off, and then we're going to have a welcome dinner on the Thursday evening, and then we're going to get up early in the morning on Friday and finish from 9 to noon. So it's 2 to 5 on the Thursday, and then 9 to noon on the Friday.
Professor Rosalia Hamilton has indicated that for the day of service participants, there will be a dinner on Friday.
On Friday, that will probably be in Kingston.
In Kingston,
yeah.
Yes.
And that'll be nice.
You're gonna drive back, or you're gonna stay?
No, I'm probably gonna stay down there because
you really want the country. You really want to come.
Yeah, man. We're giving the people who are coming. We're getting great feedback. If anybody's interested in just coming down for the weekend day of service, just send me a note at Marlon at Do Good Jamaica.
Yes.
DoGoodJamaica.org. That's the email that we're using for my contact for that weekend. And it's you stay at JAAC or one of the bed and breakfasts or the nearby. You can Airbnb if you want, or another hotel in the Treasure Beach area. And we'll be there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then we check out on Sunday. And we have lots of great activities, and I'm sure there will be some spontaneous combustion of activity happening, poetry readings,
I like the word combustion. Yeah. Tell what do you expect? Tell me.
Who knows? Who knows what happens in Treasure Beach stays in Treasure Beach.
Combustion thing.
Listen, you know that when anything is hosted by our good friends at Irie and Itel, that they are always creating great experiences for bringing people together and enjoying the best of brand Jamaica.
Line. She promises that she would be available to speak on. Can you hear me? But there's a little kind of crackiness about your voice. Keep speaking. Do you have me on speakerphone? I think I found it. Marlon Hill. On a landline or another. Back. The number that I just. There's a noise there, but what happened is that she and her team went to Jamaica last week, and entire medical mission the entire week. I want to get an idea of where she went to, and so. But there's a young lady in Jamaica who they did a video on a YouTube video on her last year, and I watched it and I felt compelled to call her. Her name is Annmarie Richards, and she took in 57 people off the streets into her house, and changed their lives. And so when I saw that video and I called her, she gave me an interview on the air.
Yeah, man.
And while
the power of one Jamaican.
I'm telling you, and
power of one Jamaican.
By being on air, Jamaica, this lady was listening, and she had a medical mission to go to Anne-Marie's house last week, Friday. So I want to hear the story about that. And then also Kimon Gooden has planned her day of service. Here she is. Her day of service at Anne-Marie's in Clarendon also. Are you there?
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Oh my gosh, this is much better. Next time, I'm gonna make sure that you call me and I don't call you.
That's from B Mobile to Digicel.
No, this man.
Digicel to B Mobile.
Don't get me into trouble. Good morning, Claudette Coleman. How are you?
I am just fine, just fine.
Oh,
how are you?
I'm great. I have with me attorney Marlon Hill. Today he's not an attorney, so I wouldn't even call him attorney. His name is Marlon Hill, and he's creating a whole lot of combustion inside of the studio.
Disruption.
Oh, wow.
Hey, Miss Claudette, how are you?
I am just fine, thank you. Just returned from an absolute fabulous medical mission down there in Jamaica.
Oh.
I am exhausted. My heart is so full. We accomplished so much this year.
Okay.
We went to the most clinics we have ever done on a mission.
Oh, okay.
And so we had a surgical team, a medical team, a dental team, and of course our education team.
Okay.
And just some awesome work.
Tell us what you did. Tell us what you did on surgical, on your surgical team. What did you do and where did you go?
Surgical team, we continue with our laparoscopic surgery. We had our laparoscopic surgery seminar on the Sunday, which was absolute fabulous turnout. Great attendees at Port Maria Civic Center.
Okay.
Then we went out, and Monday and Tuesday we were at Anato Bay Hospital. And I'm sure you heard by now, Anato Bay has performed the most laparoscopic surgery on the island.
Wow.
So they have done more laparoscopic surgeries than even the UE system. So, we're very, very proud of that.
But before you go any further, because I'm not a medical person, right? Laparoscopy don't make any sense to me. So tell me, what the hell is laparoscopic surgery? What is a laparoscopic surgery?
Okay, so laparoscopic surgery basically is where surgeries are done through tiny holes in the abdomen, through the scope, on huge camera, and instead of the large cut that people had in the past. So this really is revolutionary in the fact that patients are able to only be here in the United States. Patients go home the same day as doing the procedure. There in Jamaica, they at least keep them overnight. So they go home the next day versus 6 to 8 weeks of recovery from regular open,
where you cut the person,
gallbladder. Correct.
Right.
So we did gallbladder surgeries, lap-assisted hysterectomies. We did, we did GI procedures, upper and lower scoping. And this year we introduced hemorrhoid banding to Anato Bay Hospital. So that's a new procedure. We took all the instrumentation down there, and we took a new GI physician down with us that did all the training to the physicians and nurses in hemorrhoid banding. So that's
so tell us what is hemorrhoid banding. Tell me about hemorrhoid banding.
Hemorrhoids are what is normally termed as piles. When you got
so you're after you.
Miss Claudette.
Instead of having the actual surgeries, what they do now is it bands them, and the hemorrhoids fall off.
Okay, I see.
So, Miss Claudette, what is the history of your medical mission? Where did it spark or start, and then what has the journey been to get it to where it is now? Tell us about that.
So, this is our 18th annual medical mission. And we've been growing and growing each year. It gets bigger and bigger, and we're doing more and more clinics. The laparoscopic surgery program basically started in 2004.
But who are the partners? Who are the organizations?
And myself.
Who are the leaders?
Started laparoscopic surgery in Anato Bay Hospital in St. Mary's.
Hold on, Claudette, he needs to know what the name of the organization and who you partner with.
If there's an
Jamaica
organization.
Awareness Association of California. These are, I think, the starting members were about like 8 or 9 Jamaicans that decided, this is like 30 years ago, decided because this is our 30th anniversary of JAAC existence.
Okay.
So they decided they would like to give back to the motherland, give back to Jamaica. Because I was raised in England, my parents are Jamaican, and I decided I need to get on this bandwagon and do some giving back too. So that's what we do.
So you were born in England? Did you say you were born in England?
No, I was born in Jamaica, but went to England as an infant.
So let me ask you. You can talk patois?
No, remember you've been trying to teach me and you haven't accomplished it yet. Because they still say shit foreign.
So Claudette, for you, for someone who left Jamaica at such a young age, why is this so important for you to be part of this a project like this?
I came. It's since I came to the United States. And I've been around so many Jamaicans playing dominoes, and they, say, you gotta go back. Because, of course, when I was in England, we never did go to Jamaica for holidays or anything like that. So it was like a novelty. You just knew about Jamaica. And so I finally decided I'm going to go. And then I went and just fell in love and was asked, hey, how about coming and joining this mission? And I said, yeah, let's do that.
So what have you learned about yourself as a Jamaican or person of Jamaican descent since starting this project?
It's been an awesome journey. Obviously, I've been on the medical mission now for the last 18, so that'll be 16 years.
Wow.
We started the laparoscopic surgery 15 years ago, and been doing that every year since.
So do you feel
my children back there, and they just love Jamaica also. So I guess I'm back to my roots, I guess.
So you feel more connected now than you were ever when you were in England?
Oh, definitely.
So
in England, I guess my parents, they kind of left Jamaica. It was kind of pretty turmoil. So they didn't really have too much wonderful things to say about Jamaica. I basically got back as a grown person here in the United States. So
Claudette,
Jamaica, it's
question for you. So if there's somebody listening that wants to do something like what you are doing, or something in another area of interest, what advice would you give to them? They're starting off. They have the will. They have the passion. They have the interest. They have a few friends that may be wanting to start a journey of a mission of sorts to Jamaica to give back and to connect. What advice would you give them to have a successful journey?
I would say give me a call. 818-519-2057. Jump on board. I promise you, if you go just one trip, there's no way that you won't go back. Because most of our folks here on the mission have been going for the last 18 years. They might miss a year here because of family commitments, children graduating, so on and so forth. But once you go, you get bit by a bug, and you got to go back. And you keep going back, and you keep giving back. Because, even our laparoscopic surgery started by Dr. Weeks, myself, who's from Trinidad.
Oh, he's from Trinidad.
He's from Trinidad.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, our mission or our team, it's not just Jamaicans. We have every culture, that joins us from all over the United States.
Claudette,
nurses.
I'm speaking with Annmarie Richards, and I really want to get to that part. How was last week Friday in Clarendon? What did you guys do? You met Annmarie Richards. What is she like? Because she looks bubbly and thing.
Oh, she's super bubbly. I met her at the meet and greet.
Yes.
Because, of course, I'm with the surgical team. But my team of nurses and doctors and dentists all went to her clinic. And I have had nothing but glowing reports, both from the team, from her, because, we've texted and stuff since then. And she just thought the team did an absolute fabulous job. And you saw the Gina report.
Right.
That, she just, they did such awesome.
How many people did they see? How many people did you see?
I don't have the numbers yet. I'm still gathering all the numbers because I need to have them.
As long as it's greater than
I don't
zero.
know exactly how many patients they saw that day, but everyone's just been in awe of the day they spent there, both Annmarie, her community, and our team. Just really.
I have Annmarie on. I'm gonna call her immediately after I finish speaking to you. She says, me eating some rain time food, fried bread, fruit, and red herring. But it's been so nice to hear the kind of work that you guys do. I know that the conference must have been something unbelievable for you, because you had doctors and nurses and also civil servants who are in the health industry right across the island at the conference on Sunday. And I know the kind of work that you guys have done over in the various communities, not just in St. Mary, but in St. Anne, Clarendon, St. Andrew. I think you go up into the hills of St. Andrew there. Really, really nice to hear the kind of work that your organization is doing.
Yeah, so we did St. Mary's, Hemorrhoid Bay, and Sablamar.
And Sablamar, you went to Sablamar too?
Sablamar for surgeries this year.
Okay.
Sablamar is gearing up to take over from Annmarie Bay. The amount of surgeries, laparoscopic surgeries performed.
Okay.
So.
Okay, but I also know that you have helped Annmarie Bay Hospital to come out of the dangers of closing back in the 2003 year when they were trying to, the government was trying to close the hospital. So the surgery team actually brought the hospital back into the #1 spot.
Yep, that's so true, Leo, so true. And yes, rescued Annmarie Bay Hospital. When we first started the laparoscopic program, of course, to bring that to fruition, we went twice a year. So we went, in June for the large mission, and then about 3 or 4 of us went back in November to make sure that the program was viable. Because, of course, when we started 15 years ago with the laparoscopic surgery, nurses and even some of the physicians out in Annmarie Bay had never heard of laparoscopic surgery. So you're talking about something that was totally revolutionary for them.
Well, it's good to hear. It's really, really good to hear. And thank you very much for doing the kind of work that you're doing. Continue doing it. And I know that now that your heart is no longer in England and it's in Jamaica, that you will get a chance to learn a couple
Mom would hate to hear you say that.
Leo causing trouble.
Thank you, Claudette Coleman, and you have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you.
All right. Keep listening in. We're going to be talking to Annmarie in a few minutes. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Leo. So I'm definitely appreciative of this interview. Have so much fun. My law firm is having their family picnic today, so I'm gonna head out to that. But just to kind of close out for the viewers and the listeners of the Saturday Morning Fix, thank you for tuning in. We hope that you would consider going to the Jamaican Diaspora Conference. That's going to be on July 23rd in Jamaica. It's a great opportunity to reconnect with Jamaicans all across the world. You have Jamaicans from the UK, Ethiopia, Trinidad, Cayman, Bahamas, US, Canada. That in and of itself is
South Africa.
South Africa, I mean, all over the world, that come to the conference. It's a great opportunity for you to give back to the country and to learn how to give back to Jamaica, and how Jamaica is going to have a relationship with you where you live. So go to mfaft.gov.jm/conference. You see all the details of the hotel bookings, air travel, ground transportation, the day of service projects that are happening. I am personally partnering with some friends in Jamaica to have a day of service in Treasure Beach, St. Elizabeth, on the 27th and the 28th, hosted by Irie and Ital and Breads Foundation and Do Good Jamaica, and the partners down there. We're going to be beautifying a basic school, one of the most important parts of our educational system in Jamaica. Between the ages of infant and 5 years old, the kids need to have a great foundation. There are well over 2,500 basic schools in and around Jamaica, and if we can get that part of our educational system right, then all kids that graduate from basic school into primary school will be on more equitable footing. Exactly, not necessarily equal, but they can progress. And if you can succeed in primary school, then ultimately you can succeed in high school, and then probably for life after that. So we're going to be beautifying a basic school down there and taking down some school supplies and helping them with their compliance, and also having some fun
and
at the same time.
You are. I hope you're going to be keeping in touch with this school to keep getting it.
Yeah, man. The partners there, the Breads Foundation and Do Good, are deeply committed to the schools in that area. There's tremendous need for basic schools in every parish.
Yes.
Right, because there's the next generation. All of us can remember growing up in Jamaica, and if we can put more resources investing, not just through the government, but individually, each of us can adopt a classroom, adopt a teacher,
right.
Adopt one child, right? And you can make a huge difference. It doesn't take a lot, and you can find out which organizations are doing it right, making sure that they're accountable, and where you can give your money. Anything more than $0, Leo,
is a lot.
Yes. Right? So if, let's say, there are 1.5 million persons of Jamaican descent in the U.S. decided today just to give $10.
10 cents.
10 cents.
Yes.
What kind of transformational impact that could have on basic schools or just schools in Jamaica in general?
Absolutely. It's really, and I hope that people get the idea that you're talking about, because it's we tend, when you come here, it's like we forget about Jamaica, and there's so much things that we can do with $10 or 10 cents. It's
transformational. It's transformational. Yes. So let's make a decision to give more than zero, either money, volunteer time, or if you have a talent like Miss Claudette or Annmarie, decide to give something more than zero.
Yes.
And in Jamaica, I'm telling you, the population that we have and the country that we have, we can make a huge, we're already making a big impact without any effort. We're that good.
We are that good.
We're that good.
We just don't know it yet.
We're that good. And so if the investment were just marginally more, the impact would be so much more. And it starts with the impact in the basic schools. We don't have to wait on the government to allocate in Parliament the budget that's needed. We can push them, but we can also do things on an individual basis, community by community, parish by parish, organization by organization. So come down and join us in Jamaica, July 23rd to the 26th of the conference. If you can't afford that, come down for the day of service. Maybe one day you can come down in the morning, do the day of service and fly back. You can even do that.
One last question for you.
Yeah, man.
Are you doing the People Profile Award tomorrow?
The People...
There's a People Profile Award, aren't you? Isn't there...
The People Profile Award, no, that's not on my radar screen tomorrow.
Oh my God, I thought you were one of the persons... No. Before you go, man, because you got a major award earlier this year, and I want to know more about it. I want you to tell the people what it was.
Yeah, man, thanks for asking about that. There's an organization called Be Me Community, which is recognizes black men across America who are doing extraordinary things, trying to change the narrative as to how black men are being viewed. So they pick 10 black men per city: Pittsburgh, Baltimore, And Miami is one of those cities last year. And they give us $10,000 to do whatever it is that we want to do in terms of the work that we're doing. So my law firm, Hamilton Miller, we adopted a middle school in Brownsville, in Liberty City, that's having a number of issues with crime and recidivism and all types of issues. So we're going to help them develop a law academy, a legal curriculum. And so we've been partnering with the school now for 3 years. So we're going to be helping the school to transform and renovate 2 classrooms into a real courtroom, which would be a courtroom and a learning space for the school. So last year the school appointed a lead teacher, and then a foundation out of North Carolina contacted us and heard about the project, and so they decided to invest $100,000 in the project. So we raised some money through Miami Foundation, additional money. So we're going to be partnering with Miami-Dade Public Schools to renovate the classroom into a courtroom, splitting it with us 50-50. So we raised $135, and the school system is going to put the other $135 to build a courtroom this summer. And so in the fall, the courtroom will open, and the kids will be able to learn what it's like to be a law clerk and a judge and a prosecuting attorney, and also change the culture of the school. Because by having the courtroom there, it's going to be like, this is going to be the Brownsville Middle School courtroom, a real courtroom. That whenever you are speeding on the road, Leo, and you have to go and pay your ticket, the courtroom will look just like that. So, and then other law firms would also rent the courtroom to prepare for trial, which will create a stream of income to sustain the programming.
Oh, that's boy, I did not know, but I'm glad that you're able to tell us, me, and everybody that what this is about. You are deserving of it.
Thank you, man. Appreciate my brother.
Very much, man.
Saturday morning fix. Make sure that my ackee and sawfish and red herring and breadfruit is here the next time.
The next time you come in.
Otherwise, you're gonna have to come to Treasure Beach this year.
That's all right. That's all right with me. Have a nice day, my friend.
My brother. Peace and love.
All right, good, Mr. Marlon Hill. No, it's not ill. It's Hill. You know, Jamaicans, they love to take off the H off of everything, right? They care. Jamaicans love to take off the H off. Mr. Is attorney Marlon Hill. What a fabulous morning we've had. So this morning, having Marlon Hill on board with us. Thank you, Marlon Hill, for being such a wonderful person, coming all the way from Miami to join me here and I love what you're doing. Oh my gosh, that's really great. I'm going to try to call Annmarie Richards right now. I hope she picks up real quickly, because I want to find out what Annmarie has done in the past. Annmarie, are you there? Annmarie, good morning.
Morning, Leo. How are you?
Oh my gosh, Miss Annmarie, how you do? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Annmarie, can you hear me? Oh my, she can't hear me. Annmarie, can you hear me? I can hear you quite clearly. Annmarie.
Good morning.
Yes, morning. Can you hear me? Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm going to try to call back. Oh my gosh, I can't hear her. Oh my. Oh my. I can hear her very clearly. I can hear you. You can't hear me. Okay, let's try that one more time. Annmarie Richards, she's over there in Clarendon. Good morning to everybody. Okay. It's 10:48. Can you hear me, Annmarie?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you quite clearly. Can you hear me?
I'm hearing you very low.
Oh, very low. Oh my.
I'm hearing very low.
Okay, I see. Can you hear me better now? Can you hear me better?
All right, but I'm hearing you though, and
Okay, so
yes, I'm hearing.
Okay, so if you have your radio on and you're listening to me somewhere else, just turn that off, because sometimes you can't hear that way. So, can you hear me?
Okay, I'm on the outside. I'm on the outside. So.
Okay, all right. There you go.
I'm in a quiet area.
All right. Good morning, Annmarie Richards. How are you?
I'm I'm happy, I'm excited, I'm thankful, I'm blessed.
Listen, I know that
I just want to
just jump in and take it. Joy, go ahead.
I want to say big ups to your program and just to you as an individual who really has the heart and the passion for your people back home in Jamaica. I want to say a big thank you to Claudette and her team. The medical mission came into Maypen and they have transformed some things in just 1 day and a few hours, and the people are so blessed. We are so thankful. We are so happy. I mean, people came back the following day just to say thank you. Thank you. I didn't have no money to go take out my teeth. Thank you. I didn't have no blood pressure medicine. Thank you. I had problems finding the money to go to the pharmacy. Thank you. I don't sit down at the hospital. Thank you. And I am so blessed to have just gotten the opportunity and that you reached out and you believed in us in what we were doing. I mean, just big ups. God bless you.
You know, done.
Well, you know what? I'm looking forward to next year, bigger and better, and I'm looking forward to more things. I was telling somebody yesterday, I said, me I go up and talk to Leo tomorrow, and I go tell him, say, me I beg you help me look for one doctor at Jamaica will live here, and now if you take no plane come. Just give me 1, 2, 3 hours every month.
Okay.
Make we follow up. Make we see if we can get them people up on the right track. Make we see if we can show them how to keep themselves healthy. Because if we have a healthier people, we have more people who can go look work. We have more people who take care of their family with less stress. Many people get licked because mother blood pressure high and in no pill for take. You didn't know that? Yeah. So, make we change the thing. I'm glad to say, me can't talk to you.
All right, so here's what I will do. I will take your word and I will pass it along for any doctors that's out there listening to go ahead and call you. What's the number that you want them to call you at?
They can call me on 876-365-4350. Or they can call us on the number we use for the outreach. It is 876-796-1612. Is that it?
Right, okay.
876-796. Oh, sorry. I'm a bearer now. I tell me it's a wrong story. Right. 876-792-1612. A nice little young lady who is a mentor will answer her name Sister Pat.
Okay.
Yes. If we can do something, let us do something positive in a Maypen that will send a ripple effect. And it's not the big stories, it's just that one life at a time that going to get Claudette. You have a big heart. Jamaica, the people in the diaspora who came, all the doctors and nurses, the young people, them. Oh God, man, me love you no passionate, and do the thing with love and sincerity. Boy, all the doctors that sat there, some of the doctors, they be sister, then tired, me just start give them pure drink.
I hope you weren't giving them.
No, sir, me give them something to cool them down.
Some good wash.
And then I make sure no, so then get some good jerk chicken and curry going to eat and make them feel good. Yes, man.
Okay. So I know also that you have another visit this year coming to you from the agricultural sector.
That is the big one now, because that is sustainability.
Oh, so tell us what's going to happen. What is going to happen?
All right. So my husband and myself, we have a piece of property in a community where we started out when we started helping young people, but we have not even looked at it for many years. And when they said they would come and help us to see how best we can get to feed them whole heap of people who in need, my husband said, give us a piece of place. We can give it. So we went back into the community and we got some young people together, some of the mentors, some of those who we have helped before, and we said, listen, the groups, they are going to come and help us to set up the farm. And may I tell you, everybody ready.
Everybody ready. That's good.
Everybody ready. Everybody put them out in there. Most of the little young ones, them who we mentored them, we send them go school, we help them out of them situations. Then come and them say, yes, we're ready. So we are going to plant food so that we can feed ourselves.
Right.
Instead of me, if you always have get out of my pocket, out of my husband's pocket, me have to take away money all the time and get to do these little things, we are going to be sustainable. And we just ask everybody for pitching. It need for fence, it need hand, it need whole heap of hand, because it's years since it's been there. But the experts, they told me not to cut down on trees, so I mean I touched it, because them know more than me.
Right.
So that is what we ought to do now. We ought to fix it, and you know what I'm doing now?
Yes.
May I talk to other people now? Come and say, if me can do this, it means that other people can do it too. I went to some of the agencies in my area and listen, let us do this. Come and help me do it so that you can see what we are doing, and then we go somewhere else, go put another farm, something in another place, so that everybody can find a way to make sure, no, sir, we're not just a talk it, but we are do it. It's not talking, no.
Right.
I do time. When they do time.
Right.
Yes.
Right. That's so nice. So you are starting to clear the land according to Kimon. There is some clearing of the land going on.
We're gonna be clearing the land. They're coming this week to look at exactly how the layout of it is going to be. And Kimon is sending an expert over to me this week, and then we'll go back around there. They did the soil testing already, and they look and walk through the property. So now they are looking at how to lay it out and to fix it and to do it. All I am doing earlier is me just do what God tell me say.
That's right.
Anything that him a send, him a go send, and me just do what him say. Prepare myself and do what is right for not just me, but for the children, for the community, for the people them who is in need of this kind of help.
Wow, that is so nice to hear. I mean, that's the sustainable part of this, because now you can plant what you will eat, and you will also be teaching people how to become independent and self.
Of course.
Yes.
And I am looking bigger than that, you know, Leo, because I am saying, if we can do this and do it well, it can become a business, and we can create employment.
Yes. That
for
is
people
what we're
in the
about.
very community.
Yes.
And we can be able to use it to teach others in other areas that there are people at risk, people below the area where them can't help themselves. Young children who don't know what it means to get some nice greens and eat, because people just not have the money to get it. And some people just lazy and then figure says hard work. But when they see people, others doing it, you know, so that motivates other people.
That will motivate them in a big way. That will motivate them in a big way. That's nice to hear that. Very nice.
Yes.
You know, my gosh. I feel really good and empowered to know that you get something out of this show. Make me feel good about it, honestly.
No more, Leah, me I tell you see, when me look, you see, and when me say, we take out nearly no me, you know, the dentist, them pull, people come to pull teeth, you know.
Yes.
Almost 40, and we have over 150 medical.
Wow.
You see the doctor, that is separate. And let me tell you what. Then young people then come and recognize them could go come back to school, set back to school and go here there. And all who just get the opportunity to go back and the pregnant and them to go back to school and all them things.
Right.
I went up to the doctors, that's why I'm telling you. That they were things. Me go to some of the doctors and me say, would you just sign some medication because some children with and they said another they were worse than medical some they come to do that. Why Claudette no big on a knife?
I feel so good listening to you. You're breaking up a little bit, but we understand what you're saying. But I feel really good that you were able to get this support, and we're looking forward to bigger things, bigger and better things. And we'll be watching you. We'll be watching you, Annmarie.
I'm telling you, I'm so appreciative, Leo.
Yeah,
you keep up doing the good work. Keep doing what you're doing because it is impacting lives positively.
Yes.
Positively.
Thank you.
Some impact. But I am saying that you are impacting lives in a very positive way.
Yes.
And Claudette and the team and all the people that came, all the doctors, all the students,
yes.
I just want to say to all of you, I continue to pray for you, and I look forward to the
Thank you, Annmarie. You're breaking up, but thank you so much, and we'll talk again soon. You have a wonderful day, and your team. All right, bye bye now.
All right, my husband, my children, and the whole staff of our program in Jamaica gives you blessings and sends you our love to the medical mission, to what you do, and we continue to pray for you for success in all areas of your life.
Absolutely. Have a wonderful day, my love. Take care now.
God bless you.
All right, great. That's Annmarie Richards over in Maypen, and it's really good feeling to know, sometimes when things are done, people take your work for granted. She does not. As you can hear how excited Annmarie is for having Jamaica awareness down there in Maypen last week Friday to just be there and to help out where they can with some health issues that just being there. Annmarie is also asking for any doctor that's in Jamaica who would like to give, and I'll personally be looking at this. If there's a doctor in Jamaica that can go to Annmarie's place 2 hours a month, she said she would appreciate it, even just to teach. I will personally look into that for you, Annmarie. I'm going to, I already started thinking about someone who actually works at the Maypen Hospital, and I think she will be happy to do that. She will be more than happy. So I will call her and I will get her in touch with you, because she's a very giving person and she will do it. And I'm sure she will ask other persons to do the same. All right, I'm not going to call her name because I have to first talk with her, but I am sure that she will do it. Thank you for showing the kind of appreciation to Jamaica Awareness Association, to Claudette, to Kimon. It really means a lot, because it now gives them reason to want to do more. When they hear you express yourself the way you have, it gives them reason to want to do more. Thank you very much, very much, for a wonderful presentation just now. It's been such a wonderful morning for me this morning. Grace Miller, thank you for reaching out. Good to know that you're in. Hopefully we can hook up sometime on the weekend when you're here. Thank you for coming to Florida again. This time I will make sure that we hook up. Grace is an old colleague of mine. No, she's not old, she's young, but old colleague of mine, and she's living in New York, but she's here in Florida. I want to say also good morning to Gerdlin Grant, who's all the way from the Middle East, and she's here in Florida for another week. I'm sure that we're going to hook up Gerdlin. It's very nice. I'm going to get a chance to see you again. I haven't seen you probably in about 3 years or so. Thank you very much. There is someone calling me from New York, but I cannot take the call. I'm so sorry, whomever you are. But I will talk to you later. We talked this morning about the day of service. One of the great components of the Diaspora conference that's coming up next week. Sometime you will hear the Consul General. He will be in studio sometime next week. I will let you know when, and he will be talking about Diaspora conference. We connected, and he'll be here to talk about Diaspora conference, and he'll give you a little bit more detail about the program of the conference and so forth. And thank you, Keisha, for joining us this morning too. Some more things on the news. I saw where Bill Cosby is in the news. It says Bill Cosby, jury still deliberating after 52 hours back on Saturday. And the news actually says after 52 hours of deliberation over 5 days, the jury in Bill Cosby's trial has yet to reach a verdict. So we are going to explore that a little bit, but in the meantime, I really like the what you may call it again, the song that Marlon and his team created back in 2010. It's called I Am Jamaican.
Yes, London, full time we come together, even though it's hard. It no matter where we come from. Jamaica, our roots in the island. Jamaica, it no matter where we live. Say, I am Jamaica. We have so much left to give. Yeah. I am Jamaica. We may be scattered far and wide to the four corners of this earth, but we're proud to be Jamaicans. We hold our heads up high. We are part of this diaspora for what it's really worth. Full time now we come together, and that's no lie. No matter where we come from, I am Jamaica. Our roots in the island. I am Jamaica. Jamaica. I am Jamaica. Jamaica. I am Jamaica. Them say we small, yes we little, but we talawa. Yeah. Anywhere we go, we are leaders, we no follower. Yeah. Jamaicans, home and abroad. Come on, contributing to your
It's not an easy road, but we'll make it together, yeah. I'll help you carry your load. He's not heavy, he's my brother, yeah. I am Jamaica. Our roots in the island. I am Jamaica. No matter where we live, say I am Jamaica. There's so much love to give, yeah. I am Jamaica.
Oh, island in the sun, sweet, sweet Jamaica, sweet, sweet Jamaica. Out of many we are one blood, one love. Oh, island in the sun, sweet, sweet Jamaica, sweet, sweet Jamaica. Let there be peace and love.
So it no matter where we come from. I am Jamaica. Our roots in the island. I am Jamaica. No matter where we live. I am Jamaica. We have so much love to give. Yeah. I am Jamaica.
Okra on the steam, fish aside a white rice. Coconut water, wash that tongue well nice. Downtown, you spot me on the street a roll dice. Jamaica, the flavor, yard of the spice.
We may be scattered far and wide to the four corners of the earth, but we are proud to be Jamaicans. We hold our head up high, high.
We're part of this diaspora for what is really around. Full time we should come together and big up the land of our birth.
No matter where we come from, I am Jamaica. Our roots in the island. I am Jamaica. No matter where we live, say I am Jamaica. We have so much love to give, yeah. I am Jamaica.
Them say we small, yes we little, but we talawa. And where we go, we are leaders, we no followers. Jamaicans home and abroad, contributing to your.
It's not an easy road, but we can make it. We'll make it together, yeah. I help you carry your load. He ain't heavy, he's my brother. Jamaica, our roots in the island. Jamaica, no matter where we live, say Jamaica. We have so much love to give, yeah.
I am Jamaica.
Okra on the steam fish aside a white rice. Coconut water wash that tongue well nice. Downtown just pop me on the street and roll eyes. Jamaica the flavor, yard of the spice.
Good morning and welcome back again to the Saturday morning fix, as we wrapped up the early morning with attorney Marlon Hill. Really great interviews, really great discussions on diaspora movement. I thought he hit the nail on the head. A person who understands diaspora movement. I couldn't have had a better person to talk about diaspora this morning. It's really good to have had him, and I think we need to engage that. You know, the bad thing about our movement is that we don't use our prior Diaspora Advisory Board members in a positive way, in a way to move forward. We've had 14 years of diaspora engagements through our Diaspora Advisory Board members, yet once they are no longer the active Diaspora Advisory Board members, then we don't use them in any capacity at all. And it's time that we start. Look at, for example, an election that just passed. To me, we have the perfect way to develop a plan for election through our past Diaspora Advisory Board members. And any kind of governance that we are supposed to, or we want to create, or any kind of upward movement, those are the people who have had the opportunity to lead us forward. And we're not engaging them in a positive way. Look at, listen to Marlon, who has had his time. He says he's had a lot of trials, a lot of problems being a Diaspora Advisory Board member, but it made him stronger. He has had the experience, so it made him stronger, right? So we need to find a way how to engage our Diaspora Advisory Board members of the past into our future, so that they become part of the building block, part of that cornerstone that we need to pull ourselves up and be a force, a governing force to reckon with. There are 3 million of us out here. We need these type of people who put themselves in harm's way to lead us. We need to use them more. All right, so as I said before the advertisement, the song, we were talking about Bill Cosby, who a 79-year-old comedian. He says he's on trial. He's made comments in the news lately, thanking his supporters who have been there with him. Right now, based on this morning's report, the jurors are still deliberating. They have not come to a decision. It says here they have more questions. It says in all, jurors have asked 12 questions of the court during deliberations, essentially asking to hear the evidence a second time. Everybody knows that, Bill Cosby is on trial, right? I'm sure I'm not talking to any strangers here about the Bill Cosby story. The jurors continued questions, leaving open possibilities that jurors may remain deadlocked and unable to reach a unanimous verdict on any of the 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault charges. He says one of the questions was, what is reasonable doubt? A jury asking, what is reasonable doubt? They went in knowing what reasonable doubt is, right? So they come back and ask, what is reasonable doubt? The charges are that the prosecutors say Cosby drugged and sexually assaulted Andrea Constant, the former director of operations at Temple University's women's basketball team, at his home near Philadelphia in 2004. It says Thursday, juror told the court they could not come to a unanimous decision beyond reasonable doubt, which is required in a criminal case. Very, very important. And the judge sent them back and said, you need to come to a decision. If the defense is asking for a mistrial, if there's a mistrial, what does a mistrial mean? A mistrial means he's neither guilty nor is he innocent, which means they can probably go back a brand new case somewhere to refile charges on him again. But a mistrial, the judge obviously does not want a mistrial, while the defense wants a mistrial. But it looks like the jurors are unable to come to a decision. Based on this all news report, so also it's saying that the case sounds like a he said, she said kind of a deal. The three charges accuse Bill Cosby of assaulting Constance without her consent, assault her when she was unconscious, and assault her using drugs to substantially impair her ability to consent. If found guilty, he could spend up to 10 years in prison. So it looks like based on everything that came out of the court case, it's a he said, she said, and I don't know how much a judge can rule on something that's he said, she said. It's like me against you, your word against mine kind of a deal. I don't know that a judge will want to make a decision, but he's saying, jurors, you go back to the drawing board and come back with something, or else I'm gonna have to call a mistrial here. He doesn't seem like he wants to have a mistrial. So 52 hours and counting. I hope that let me see if there's anything new on it. Bill Cosby. I'm putting in, just like you can go and look and search on this thing, Bill Cosby. It's easy to find. Latest on Bill Cosby, mistrial declared. It says here 7 minutes ago, mistrial declared in Bill Cosby criminal trial as the jury is deadlocked. Breaking news from CNN. The judge in the Bill Cosby trial declared a mistrial Saturday after the jury failed to reach a verdict in the case. The juror, 5 women, 7 men, were unable to come to a unanimous decision in a courtroom battle closely watched by public, as well as dozens of women who have accused Cosby of similar misconduct in the past. Cosby faced 3 charges: aggravated indecent assault. Wow. A Gloria already. 52 hours of deliberation. It says that the judge has called a mistrial. So Cosby is neither guilty, neither is he innocent based on things coming out of here. So back to square one. Bill Cosby could be considered a free man in this case, or if someone says, well, we want to refile charges against him. This is big for Bill Cosby. Really, really big. Yes. Wow. Wow. Some people are happy. You might find some people who are sad. Others who are glad. All right. So let's talk about Bolt. Last week, we watched, it took me 6 hours to get to that Bolt race. I watched all kinds of race that didn't mean anything at all to me. But I sat there for the entire night waiting and waiting and waiting to see the Bolt race. I think it came probably about 15 minutes past 11. Okay? 15 minutes past 11 p.m. when the Bolt race was it's funny, but I'm telling you, it is something to behold a man who has turned eyes for the past 8 10, 12 years, this man has turned eyes upside down with all the accomplishments that he has gained over the years. You know, gold medals on top of gold medals, right? Wins on top of wins. There's nobody in history who has done what this man has done. Breaking world on top of world records in the same event, the 100 and the 200 meters. I mean, who else is running that fast? 19.32 in the men's 200 meter. That took something that sat at 19.9 or 19.6 or something like that for many, many years. He just came and made it look like it's nothing. 100 meters he brought down from 9.72. It sat 9.72 sat for a couple of years. For Powell, and it just took it to 9.58. Nothing. You know, how do you see Bolt moving from active athlete into the future? Wow. Into the future. What can we expect from him? Will he be setting other standards in other areas of life for us to follow? Big time. I expect greatness from him. He has done a really good job of being a role model. I don't know that he wanted to be a role model, but he was, and he is a role model. And you know, he won't be able to separate himself from being a role model. But I see him in the future taking on something that's bigger than life, and showing us that even without being an active running athlete, that he will still be the man for us to look up to. And so we hope that that he will come back to us in another way, creating the same type of energy that he has created on the soil. All right, and then I see here that there is Babsy Grange stopped the leaking earlier this week, because last week we had a fake statue going around. I even got caught in it because I saw this thing going around on Facebook and people commenting. I thought I'd share it too, though it really didn't look like Bolt. I don't know where do people find time to go and make fake stuff, fake news to put out? What's the purpose of this? I don't get it. What is the purpose of creating fake news? What is it? I mean, I'd ask the same question, and I probably don't understand. What's this with viruses on computers? I kind of found out that sometimes it's thieves trying to hack into other people's stuff, you know? Well, what's the purpose of all this? I don't get it. I don't get fake news. I still don't get it. Who has the time to sit down and create a story that sounds legitimate, that sounds credible, that sounds like something that you want to read, yet it's not, it's totally false? Who made up a statue that looks like, well, it didn't look like Bolt, but it's right there in the need of what we're looking for. We've been wanting something like this, Bolt, to be put up in front of the National Stadium, just like Arthur Wint and the other guys. But then, what the heck? Why do you find the time to go and create a brand new statue that looks like what we're waiting for? So I was very, very happy to see Babsy Grange coming out and showing us what the statue will look. She showed us the model of the statue, and so now we get something that's real. Unfair to us, man. Sure, it's unfair, bad for us to be for us to be following stories that are not true. That's not what Facebook was set up for. Though we have to suffer the good with the bad, and we know that that is life and stuff. But Chaman, why? Why do we have to do that? That just don't make any sense. Right? None at all. Okay. And I'm moving into another topic that's going on. This show is purely about Jamaica. All right? It's purely about Jamaica. And so if you're here to talk about something, I will accommodate something that's going on in here in America or wherever, and it has something to do with Jamaica and Jamaicans. It's cool, even if it doesn't involve anybody Jamaica, but it implies, like the Bill Cosby story. It's a black man, right? It's a black man being persecuted, pretty much. So it impacts our lives living in because anybody can be charged for anything, any crime. And the worst crime to me in the world is to be charged, in America, is to be charged with rape. They say life sentence for a crime other than rape, or to the gas chamber for other than rape. I understand that. But for a man, a rape charge follows you not just on the books, but it follows you physically. Because once you're charged with rape, you're on a list, and even after you come out of prison, you did your time, might as well you never come out. Because anywhere you're there, you have to, you're being followed. The state puts out a list as where you live, and people protest as to whether or not they want you in them community, and it follows you for your life openly, right? Some other charges, you could go to work and you're okay. You can go live anywhere and nobody has to know. But with rape, it's such a blatant thing. It's in your face type of a charge. So men, be very careful about what you do when you have sex, because a woman can cause a lot of irreparable damage to you, and I'm saying this to the people who are innocent, because if you rape somebody, then you have to live with it for the rest of your life, right? If you didn't, is where I'm coming from. If you are innocent of being charged with rape, whether or not you go to jail, the fact that you're charged to rape just hangs over your head for the rest of your life. So be very careful. It's important that before having sex, you get that consent. It's you against her. There's no doubt, but your reputation is at stake here. All right. So be very careful out there about sex. I can't say that anymore. All right. Be very careful out there, because it only takes somebody to say no, and you proceed, and then it's rape. If the lady says no, and you proceed, it's rape. Remember that, okay? Just remember that. All right. Let's see now. Oh boy. Some people are asking for something that I can't give them. They're asking for music, and I can't play music on the show. It's about during the week I can play music. On Saturday mornings it's talk, so I can't give you music, because then I won't be able to record it on YouTube or on Facebook. Then I won't have the video. Okay, so I have to have special okay from YouTube and from Facebook to be able to run a show with music. All right, so please forgive me. There will be, during the week, there will be music, but on this show on a Saturday morning, we can't run music. All right. Sorry, dear. Good morning, Jeffrey Anderson Gunter. Good morning to you, my friend. All right. So we've been talking about diaspora engagements, and just last week I got some news about a program that's been in place now for the past 4 years. It's called the Exceed program. There are several teachers who leave Jamaica and go to California, to Loma Linda on a regular basis, on every year, to learn to use tablets, especially iPads, to teach STEM in their classroom. So here's what happened, how this is set up. Loma Linda, or the Loma Linda opened its door for Jamaican teachers to come up for 1 week to learn STEM. They go and they stay, and they're on their way this weekend to Loma Linda. 5 teachers are on their way to Loma Linda for the next week to learn how to use iPads to teach STEM in their classroom. I want to applaud them for taking up that journey. I'm going to name each of them. I'll tell you who they are. There are 5 of them. So let me see if I can find those names. Here we go. So the first person, his name is Lenford Myers. Lenford Myers. He's an instructor of mechanical engineering technology at Nakalva Technical High School in Hanover. Right? He's a teacher. He says he's JP and HOD. I'm not so sure if anyone knows what HOD means. Please help me here. Lenford Myers, JP, HOD, an instructor of mechanical engineer technology at Nakalva Technical High School in Hanover. Also, Elilith King. Oh, she's at St. Mary Technical High School from the parish of St. Mary, and she's a teacher of home economics. Nice. Her name is Elilith King. Then we also have Jennifer Mattis, from Tivoli Gardens High School in Western Kingston. She's a teacher in mathematics. Jennifer Mathis, Tivoli Gardens High School, Western Kingston, and she's a teacher in mathematics. There's also Tanya Murray from Glenmore High School in Clarendon, and she teaches chemistry in high school. Her name is Tanya Morris, Glenmore High School in Clarendon, teacher of chemistry. And then the last one we have, and let me see, her name is Desreen. What is Desreen's name? Desreen, Desreen, Desreen. Where are, okay, her name is Desreen Nelson. I am not sure what Desreen teaches, but I'm sure it's one of those STEM projects. And the project is led by Doug Havens over in Loma Linda. Last year, that project was expanded into Jamaica, where they brought 100 teachers out of Jamaica, all across Jamaica, to learn how to teach STEM using tablets. Ministry of Education provided the tablets and the teachers. Now, the teachers, after a year, are brought to a forum, a symposium, to show what they have taught to their students. They're asked to develop a project with the tablet, and then some of them will present it at the symposium during Teachers Week. And so, excellent program for students and teachers to engage. It's Loma Linda, Jamaica Teachers Association. I want to give a lot of props to Martin Nicely, Dr. Martin Nicely, who just religiously get it going every year. Thank you, Mark. Thank you very much for your energy and your resilience. And it's really, really nice to see you continually moving and pushing forward for teachers to be empowered through the various ways. He has constantly reached out to the diaspora for any type of teacher empowerment or training, teacher professional development, and it's really, really nice. So congratulations to those 5 teachers who are moving into the STEM project. It's called Exceed over in Loma Linda for the coming week. Looking forward to great things from you guys. Really, really nice to see. Thank you very much for being good sport, and this will only make you stronger. So, all right, looks like there's been some storm. Thank you very much, Ariel. Thank you very much. We have not been able to join Facebook this morning. They were having some problems. It's a temporary problem, they said. And so my show today has to take a shorter time on air today. And so we have to terminate the show a little bit earlier because we are not on the platform or the platforms that we had planned to be on this morning. So I want to thank you, everyone who has listened to the show. Please go out. There are just very limited amount of tickets left for tonight's St. Hilda's event. There's and let me see if I can find anything about the event here. It's St. Hilda's having its this first annual Father's Day dinner. I'm trying to find the flyer. I don't see it, but let's see. No, I have not seen it. No. St. Hilda's, and it's over here. I don't think that there's any more tickets left because I did see just now that they are sold out. Right? It's a sold out event. Congratulations to St. Hilda's High School for girls. They're having their first, it doesn't even make sense I tell you where it is because it's sold out. Their first annual Father's Day dinner. It so happens that I will be the MC this evening, and I'm looking forward to a great event. So I'm going to see if I can do a Facebook Live thing this evening while I'm at the event. Remember tomorrow also People Profile Award. Thank you very much, Annmarie. People Profile Award tomorrow also in Davie, and we're looking forward to that too. I hope to have a talk with Mr. Oliver Samuels, who will be receiving his Lifetime Achievement Award. There's also going to be Tanto Metro and something, and then also Michigan and Smiley with Michigan, not Michigan and Smiley, but Papa Michigan will be receiving an award. The group, the comedy group of this Blackers group, what they call IT and Fancy Cat. IT and Fancy Cat will be there also. They will be performing. I'm looking forward to a wonderful show tomorrow evening. And but I want to thank you Annmarie, for joining. Thank you for being such a good sport. Thank you everyone for joining the show today, and I will see you again next week when we will be on all the platforms, including Facebook. Thank you guys, and you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.